is According to Callus. This is episode 198, and I plan on keeping this nice and short, especially being that it's 11 p.m. and, well, I'm only about 2 hours behind schedule here. First things first, the next 2 Saturdays from 9 until 3, we will be at the GOP headquarters taking testimony on platform and resolution submissions for the SD8 convention. If you'd like to testify, come on by and see us. I did manage to share that yesterday on my personal page. In addition to that, I believe 6 nights between the next 2 weeks we'll be meeting as well. I, however, will be unavailable on the 17th, otherwise known as St. Patrick's Day, because I'm going to be hosting, as part of Constitutional Texans, none other than Gabe Wrench, one of the co-founders of the Cross Politic podcast. Fantastic show. You should check it out. If you haven't looked into the Fight Laugh Feast network, you don't know what you're missing. Needless to say, in about a week, he'll be here, and we will have a great show, and I highly encourage you, go to the Constitutional Texans Facebook page, check out the social media, get a ticket, come and see us. It will be very interesting. So, why is it Friday and why is it freaky? Well, it's Friday because that's just what day it is, and freaky because, wow, it is 6 days after the precinct conventions, approximately 10 days since the primary that seems to not make any sense at all, and we are moving forward. Now, the real question is, will we see a resolution put forward on Texas sovereignty? I'm pretty sure I'm going to make that happen. The next question is, will we see a resolution put forward to censure Abbott? I'll be waiting for that one. There are any number of resolutions that I personally have reviewed having to do with abortion, border security, the legislative priorities. We have some new requests this time around, as well as how to deal with the border in regards to the drug cartels. I think what seems to get lost in this whole situation is we have 330 some odd planks for the Republican Party of Texas. There is no way that any one elected official is going to agree with all 300 planks, but we, the grassroots, have determined that it is extremely important that we must have every possible issue addressed on our platform. Then we came up with the legislative priorities, where that was supposed to be a guiding tool for our state legislature of these are the things that we find most important. Almost all of them are specific planks, mind you, but these are the things we really want you to do, and we're still putting the same planks forward as legislative priorities because the state legislature, which is controlled by Republicans at all levels, still 20 years later, can't give us most of what we've asked for. If that's not a little freaky, I don't know what is. And then just throw in the whole specter of the questionable outcome in the primary, and quite frankly, I would not be surprised to see a censure for Lieutenant Governor. That could get very interesting. And then, let's not forget, we have yet a runoff coming that's going to have yet another Bush on the ballot. Now, why anybody with an R after their name would continue to vote for that family after, let's face it, the despicable things they've been involved with and brought upon us in both the U.S. government and, to a lesser extent, the Texas government, don't know why we continue to tolerate that. It's not as if we can import DeSantis or even Kristi Noem, but certainly we could do better. In fact, we had at least 3 candidates that would have been significantly better in both races, and if you believe the outcome of the primary election, 2/3 or more of the state of Texas were just thrilled to death with what we had going on. When you choose to abdicate your responsibilities, when you choose to not require that your rights are respected, you should expect what we've got. And that is just a little freaky. Finally, I say this because I believe in my heart, in my mind, in my soul, every fiber of my being, that one person, one man, can make a difference. Even if just to stand astride the stream of history and say no. There is a reason why my social media avatar has been that clip from the magazine way back when, comic book, with Captain America saying no. If you're not familiar with it, I encourage you, take 2 minutes and look it up. It's a very important thing. When everybody says you must do or you must believe, somebody needs to say no. Somebody needs to question the narrative. Somebody needs to be willing to not go along. Now, as I've said many, many times, this is my podcast. This is my personal beliefs. I do my own research. Am I going to miss things? Yes. Am I going to get things wrong on occasion? Yes. Am I going to misunderstand things? Yes, on occasion. But I encourage you, I demand of you, do not take my word for it. Do not believe any one thing because I've said it. You should question myself, me, anything I say or do, just like you would if the government was doing it. Actually, you should probably question the government more than me because they have a longer track record of lying to you than I do. I have not, nor do I ever plan on, knowingly put out a falsehood. I have a little bit of self-respect, but that doesn't mean I can't make a mistake. And if you are kind enough to point it out, and I figure out that you're right, I'm wrong, or, I missed something, I will be the first to admit it, and I will start the show with the mea culpa, if you will. And it's important that we build trust as we go forward. It is important as our community continues to grow that my listeners know that, hey, I'm just a guy and I can make mistakes. I don't hold myself up as being perfect, nor do I think that anyone is perfect, save one. And he's hanging out with the Father right now. So, as we wrap up the show for the week, let me just say, if you consider yourself a conservative, or Republican, or a Christian that's in slightest bit interested in politics, you need to come and sit in for an hour or half an hour at the Republican Party headquarters with the next 2 weeks and listen in on the testimony. Put your 2 cents in. We will hear all that come in. We want to know. We want to hear. We want the engagement. This is the opportunity for the grassroots to be heard. Yes, you only get to speak to the party. Yes, the party only has so much influence. Even with all those people that run with our name, our brand, our standard, if you will, the only thing we can do is rein them in by reminding them that they claim to be one of us. But if it means nothing to be one of us, then why do we do it? Because we believe it can make a difference. And all my liberty-loving brethren out there, this is the opportunity to do the work. This is where things get done, on the grassroots level. It's all well and good that I can sit at home and do my podcast. It's all well and good that somebody else can be blogging or somebody else can, critique or complain on their couch in front of their TV. But until you leave your house and go and speak, utilizing that soapbox, utilizing the ballot box, and if necessary, utilizing the jury box. It is the only way we can protect our republic. It is the only way that we can avoid having to use that fourth box. Anybody that looks forward to that, anybody that wants that, probably needs to think really long and hard about seeing a counselor. That is not a world that I want to live in, nor would I encourage you to want to live in it. Sometimes the course of events are beyond our control and we get put there whether we like it or not. But we can work together to avoid that right now. This is that opportunity. Please take advantage of it. And if you happen to be in another state, you can get involved there too. Well, friends, this is According to Callus. This was the very short Freaky Friday episode of 198, and I will be back next week where we will hit the milestone episode number 200. And you'll forgive me if I sound a little tired or a little worn out these last few days, because that is the God's honest truth. But I'm here for you, for us, for the community. Please join me if this was worth your time. Like the show, share the show. Man, just put a comment in, rate it, do something. Help me out here, brother. We need to build the community. This is your opportunity to make a infinitesimal little difference with almost no effort. With that, I will see you on the other side.